Tonight on Carolina News.
Another shooting in 5 Points. How much is too much? USC students show concerns about their safety.
I don't really think it's that safe for students.
And the Affordable Care Act. Are you having problems signing up? The Richland County Library is there to help.
Then see why over 9,000 people gathered to show their love for cornbread.
All this and more next on Carolina News.
Live from the capital city, Carolina News brings you your news first. With breaking news and in-depth reporting. Up-to-the-minute weather. And all your sports news and highlights. It's all here, now, on Carolina News.
Hello and welcome to Carolina News. I'm Sydney Patterson.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Destiny Chance. The Columbia Police Department says they have arrested 2 suspects in connection to Saturday morning's shooting in 5 Points. So far, Jacob Green and Shantae Tabor are in custody, and Shantae Tabor is accused of lying to the Columbia Police Department. After Saturday morning's shooting, USC President Pastides showed his concern, and USC students are also worried for their safety.
History does repeat itself. Like I said, I don't go out to 5 Points.
I don't really think it's that safe for students.
It's kind of getting worse as the year goes on, so they need to do something about it. So
USC students are not the only ones that are afraid for their safety in 5 Points. This fear comes from several shootings that have taken place in 5 Points in the past few months, including USC student Martha Childress, who was hit by a stray bullet and was left paralyzed. USC Student Body President Lindsay Richardson says, after seeing one tragedy happen and just hearing about a recent one this past weekend, it is kind of a worry and fear for myself and I guess a lot of students at Carolina. President Pastides is asking that law enforcement steps up the patrols in 5 Points. He says, quote, now it is time to implement effective change for a safer 5 Points.
Officials say a friend of the shooting victim pulled him away from a fight that had broken out. They say the victim was shot in the leg while trying to leave the scene. Columbia Police Department is still investigating. Also in 5 Points on Friday night, fire code violations caused 2 bars to be shut down. The bar Twist, formerly known as the Library, was cited for a locked exit, and group therapy was cited for overcrowding. Columbia Fire Chief Aubrey Jenkins says their purpose is to ensure the safety of people visiting the bars. Other Columbia bars like Place 2 on Main Street was cited for overcrowding, and Jet on Gervais Street was cited for a blocked exit. Jenkins said the fire marshal will do follow-up inspections. Thousands attended the 82nd Annual Carolina Cup on Saturday, and among the tailgates, bow ties, and fancy hats, police were there to keep students safe. More than 15,000 students attended the race this year, partying hard as usual at Cup. Camden Police Chief Joe Floyd, along with many other officers, were there looking out for students who could be in danger.
We're here to create a safe environment. And a safe environment may involve enforcement. It may involve us arresting people that otherwise could harm others.
283 people were ticketed at Cup this year.
Today is the very last day to purchase health insurance under the Affordable Care Act without paying a federal penalty. People are rushing to avoid paying a fine, but if you're having problems, the Richland County Library is there to help. Chris Stanley reports.
Signing up on the Affordable Care Act website here at the Richland County Library hasn't been easy on Columbia residents. Just ask former USC student Brittany Gardner. She didn't want to be seen on camera, but she says the process has taken too long.
Picking which plan is the right plan for me. It's very difficult because they have a bunch of plans with different deductibles, and so I don't understand none of that stuff.
The Richland County Library offers help for people like Gardner navigating through the ACA website on their lower floor. The library itself didn't expect this many people to turn out for help.
On Saturday, over 300 people crammed themselves into this back lobby right here just to be able to get in line to get help on the Affordable Care Act website. Why so many people are coming out in droves to get help? There's a number of reasons.
We have seen, especially in the past couple of days, a lot of website crashes or it's slowing down. The 1-800 number, there's usually a long hold time. Even today, they've stopped taking phone calls.
Lee Patterson leads community affairs for the library, and she wants to make sure everyone is helped and comfortable. But even Snacks and the Muppets can't relieve the difficulty that Gardner continues to have.
It's like you have to be within this certain bracket to qualify for certain healthcare plans, but they only give you the certain ones that you qualify for, so you don't even see all of them.
Luckily for Brittany, she had one more day to get things straightened out. And if you still haven't signed up, the library will be open until 9 tonight, waiting to help. Chris Stanley, Carolina News.
The only way to avoid paying a penalty after today would be to have qualifying life circumstances like marriage or a birth. It was a shaky weekend for people living in Los Angeles. California officials are checking out the damage from not one, but 2 earthquakes and more than 100 aftershocks that took place in LA. A 5.1 magnitude quake struck Friday, then a 4.1 quake happened the next day. No major damages or injuries have been reported. Now let's go to Brittany Peacock with a first look at our forecast. Hey Brittany, how does it look outside?
Hey guys, it's a beautiful day in Columbia today. I'm behind Tutti Frutti enjoying some of their frozen yogurt, a little bit of strawberry and a little bit of kiwi. You can't beat that. Just great to cool off with anything in this mid-70s weather we're having today. Perfect day, but could it be the perfect week? I'll let you know in a little bit, coming up in my first forecast.
Crowds gathered in North Columbia Sunday for the second annual South Carolina Cornbread Festival. But those who made it out saw that there was a lot more going on than just grabbing a corn muffin. Seth Wilson has more.
The North Columbia community was out in full force Sunday for the SC Cornbread Festival.
Yes, I've had a wonderful time. I've met some real people and seem to be quite enjoying themselves. The music is very diverse and everybody seems to be having a good time.
The festival featured live music and entertainment, with a Michael Jackson impersonator even making an appearance. The Corn Muffin Playland for kids featured rides and even animals to feed, and there was plenty of cornbread to go around.
We chose cornbread because it's a South Carolina staple. It's something that it's a tradition and something that we're proud of. And you can put a lot of things with cornbread, some maybe not so healthy, but some that are kind of healthy, and we try to focus on that too. So it's all about eating good and feeling good and playing good in North Columbia.
The Cornbread Festival is put on by the North Columbia Business Association. The NCBA looks to revitalize the North Columbia area and get people excited about their community.
Definitely to bring people back to North Columbia so they can see what's going on. We've been out of the picture for a long time, and we want to let people know we have a lot going on over here.
Organizers estimate that 9,000 people attended the festival.
This event is important for North Columbia because, even though a lot of us, we spend times in different silos, this event draws us together as a community.
Festival organizers hope to make the Cornbread Festival the premier event in Columbia in the years to come, bringing people back to the North Columbia community in the process. Seth Wilson, Carolina News.
The festival partnered with Harvest Hope Food Bank to help feed the hungry in Columbia. Some of the proceeds from the event will be donated to help along with canned goods and money donations.
Fashion Board, a student organization in the College of the Hospitality, Retail, and Sport Management, is still hosting its 6th annual Fashion Week. The kickoff was on Green Street today. Fashion Board members handed out flyers about Fashion Week events, and they sold t-shirts and tickets to the fashion shows. Right after our show ends tonight at 5, you can catch the Doggy Fashion Show on Davis Field near the Russell House Union. A middle school science fair project could save the U.S. government millions of dollars each year. Suver Mirkandi is 14 years old, and he says one small change could save federal and state governments more than $400 million a year on their printing costs.
So what I propose is that the government switch the font that they're using for all their documents to a particular font called Garamond. And throughout my investigations, I found that this particular font can save a lot of money and a lot of ink.
Suver says the federal government alone could save $136 million per year. Coming up after the break, CY1 baseball coach says bringing his team closer to God will bring them closer together. A lot of chemistry is involved when it comes to baseball. Trusting your coaches and teammates is important, and the River Bluff baseball coach is trying to bring his players closer together by bringing them closer to God. Our Annie Condorus' little brother plays for River Bluff, and she followed him to an early morning prayer breakfast this Saturday morning.
The last thing any 14-year-old wants to do on a Saturday morning is wake up at 6 a.m. But this morning, Gregory is going to have breakfast with his baseball team and pray. Gregory isn't an early riser and says he isn't too excited about going to a church so early on the weekend when he could be sleeping in.
Gina, why don't you want to go to prayer breakfast?
Because 6 in the morning, I'm tired.
River Bluff baseball coach Corey Warner brings the B team, JV, and varsity baseball teams together every Friday or Saturday morning to sit down and remember what is important in life besides baseball. Saturday's message was about trust. Trust in the players around you, trust in yourself, and trust in God. Coach even got one player to pick 4 teammates who he trusted the most, then asked him to step off of a table blindfolded.
So y'all got a blindfold victory. Hope that I can bring to them the ability to hear something that they don't hear, some stuff that they may not be taught at home or may not know. Just step, don't jump, don't fall. And if we take a step of faith and we step out and say, okay, God, I trust you, He'll catch it every time.
Greg says Coach Warner showed him that this team has his back, even though he doesn't recognize the face next to him on the field.
Made me trust a lot more guys around the room. Made me feel good about my teammates, my coaches.
These boys may fall, but they have teammates that will pick them right back up. Annie Condorus, Carolina News.
Coach Warner and the boys will meet every Friday or Saturday morning until school is out. If you want to catch the Gators play, their next game is this Tuesday at River Bluff High School at 7 p.m.
Love was in the air at the Rutledge Chapel on the USC Horseshoe Saturday. In January, students in the wedding planning and management class at USC got to pick one couple to win a free wedding. The professor of the class says from the beginning the bride was so calm and let students do everything. Students helped the bride choose a dress, create a menu, and helped with every detail along the way. After the couple celebrated with friends, family, and food at the McCutcheon on the Horseshoe. This event takes place every semester. Brittany Peacock will have your forecast up next. Brittany, how's the weather out there?
Hey guys, still perfect conditions out here. Still in the mid-70s, but could it increase later this week? I'll tell you more right after the break.
Welcome back. We have Brittany Peacock with the weather.
Brittany Bright Peacock. Will the weather be as bright as your dress?
Actually, the weather is perfect and just as bright as my dress. If we want to take a look at our current conditions today, we currently have a temperature of 71 degrees.
71 degrees today, sunny with clear skies. Winds are currently moving at 3 miles per hour. Low humidity, so that's the reason why we're seeing those bright and sunny temperatures today outside. If we want to take a current look at our state temperatures, like I said, Columbia is 71 degrees. Florence is also 71 degrees. Myrtle Beach and Charleston just a little bit cooler at 64 and 70. Perfect conditions to go out and enjoy that ocean, maybe walk that dog that you haven't done yet. And I'll tell you why these temperatures are looking so nice this week. Right now we have a high sitting right up here in the northeast and a high sitting right here over here in Florida. And those two highs together are pushing all the cold, wet, rainy weather that we had last week out of the way and giving us these nice, perfect, clear conditions right here, making our way for 80-degree weather this week. This disturbance right here in the Midwest is pushing all of this snow back up into the Canada area, but it's also leaving this low pressure system right here that's coming slowly through, and with it, it will bring a little bit of rain as well as a little cooler temperatures. And like I said, here's this rain forming in the Springfield area, a little bit down into Texas. And like I said, starting this Saturday, it will come through and you may see a little bit of it in your weekend plans. As I said before, the rain right here is sweeping through and it will come through, but the cold low pressure system will come after this high moves a little bit off of the coast. And we will see a little bit of low temperatures, 40, 50 degree in the late night. So if you do have a jacket, I would suggest not putting that up just yet. Like I said, tonight, 44 degrees, 52 in Charleston, 47 in Myrtle Beach, 48 in Greenville. So like I said, if you are planning to go out and party a little bit tonight, just remember to bring that jacket. Tomorrow, however, Columbia is a nice 80 degrees, Rock Hill at 78, Greenville at 76, and Charleston and Myrtle Beach a little bit cooler, but still, hey, you can still go out and enjoy that sunshine. Sunny and clear with your sunrise at 7:11 a.m. All right, and this is our 5-day forecast. Thursday, as you can see, 80 degrees. Wednesday, 82. You will see a little bit of rain in the forecast, maybe 40% chance of rain on Thursday. But with the way the weather's looking like now, we could surprise us and not have any rain until, like I said, Saturday at 79 degrees with 30% chance of rain. A little bit, lows are in the 40s to upper 40s to upper 50s. But like I said, this week is going to be perfect. So you will have some time to break out those shorts, Destiny, and maybe wear some bright t-shirts like I wear my bright dress.
Looks like Columbia is finally going to live up to its famously hot reputation this week.
Yes, I am so excited.
I'm ready.
Well, from weather to sports, we have Brian Ralph here, and the Gamecocks had a busy weekend, didn't they?
Yeah, there were a lot of USC teams in action this weekend, and we got a mix of some disappointment, excitement, and a little something out of the ordinary, which I'll tell you all about next.
Welcome back to Carolina News. Brian Ralph joins us now for sports.
Yeah, Brian, us classmates, we enjoyed some sweet birthday cake earlier today, but I heard things weren't so sweet for the women's basketball team. Is that true?
Their luck did kind of run out this weekend. The USC's women's team had their dream season cut short at the hands of North Carolina last night. The Gamecocks really struggled to score in the first half and trailed 29-21 at the break. Freshman Elena Coates carried the team in the second half, scoring 20 of her 22 points in the Gamecocks' comeback effort. They cut the lead to 2 with 3 minutes to play, but the Tar Heels scored 6 unanswered points down the stretch and won 65-58. Coates also recorded 11 rebounds and was joined by Tiffany Mitchell and Alicia Welch in double-digit points. The Gamecock equestrian team had better luck over the weekend, beating number 2 Georgia to win the SEC championship. It was USC's second straight as his SEC title, but it didn't come without a little controversy. The match was tied at 10 and had to go to the tiebreaker, where it was announced that Georgia had won. However, in the post-meet review, it was determined that South Carolina actually won the meet, and they were awarded the trophy. The USC baseball team continued their hot start to the season with a weekend sweep over Tennessee. Friday's game was stopped at the top of the 12th inning due to rain, creating somewhat of a doubleheader on Saturday. Jordan Gore hit a walk-off homer in the 14th early Saturday to give the Gamecocks a 3-2 win. And then Grayson Griner hit this walk-off grand slam later Saturday night as USC came back and got the 9-6 win in Game 2. Head coach Chad Holbrook was in disbelief, calling it a special day.
I coach some guys that believe in themselves and keep plugging, keep playing, keep working, and try to put themselves in position to be able to win games like that.
After hitting 2 walk-offs in one day, the Gamecocks let fans breathe a little easier Sunday, winning 8-0. Today also marks Major League Baseball's official opening day. The Dodgers and Diamondbacks actually started the season in Sydney, Australia last weekend, and then the Dodgers faced the Padres last night for the first regular season game in the States. But the rest of the league will get things underway today with 13 games on tap. And the NCAA men's basketball tournament started with 68 teams, and now we're down to the Final Four. Florida eased past everyone's favorite Cinderella, Dayton, Saturday afternoon, and then Wisconsin upset Arizona in overtime to give head coach Bo Ryan his first career trip to the Final Four. UConn got the party started Sunday afternoon thanks to a whole lot of Shabazz Napier hitting crazy shots like this one as they shocked Michigan State. And then Aaron Harrison broke the hearts of Michigan fans everywhere with this huge shot with just 2 seconds left that sent Kentucky to Dallas in the last spot in the Final Four. I saw a stat today. It was something crazy, like only 3 or 8 brackets total on ESPN. I think they had 11.8 million submitted, had all Final Four teams correct.
Well, mine's not one of them. I know that for sure.
Mine either.
Coming up next, see how 2 fast food chains are trying to bring in more customers, and it involves the word free. McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts are trying to steal back breakfast after Taco Bell introduced their breakfast menu. McDonald's is offering their customers across the country a free cup of its McCafe coffee. The campaign kicked off today and will give customers a 12-ounce small coffee at no charge now through April 13th. Dunkin' Donuts is also running a promotion for their customers to get a free iced coffee, but just for today. Both fast food chains are trying to expand their breakfast menu, but say it's not because of Taco Bell's recent change, but for their customers.
Yeah, that's...
I think they feel a little threatened.
Yeah, I mean they should, because the waffle taco is seriously on point.
It was great. Their breakfast crunch wraps too are fantastic.
I would definitely still choose McDonald's. I don't know about you. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean I feel like the Egg McMuffin is a staple in breakfast everywhere.
Oh,
So
yeah, true. Can't have that without coffee though.
So speaking of starting up your day, can you tell us about the wrap-up of the weather?
I sure can. This week we're going to see temperatures rise up into the 80s through Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday there's a slight 40% chance of rain. Friday 30%, and Saturday there's definitely going to be a little bit of showers, but the temperatures will remain high and the lows are just upper to low 50s, and you know, we should be able to enjoy that this week and get to go and get breakfast all week if we want to.
Yeah, well that's great, and that's all the time we have today. Thanks so much for being with us.
see you tomorrow and have a great evening.